We've talked about this a few times, but it is the news today. It's the news of the day to a large degree. And general manager Kevin Colbert. Now, it was known yesterday that Big Ben was finally going to sit down with the Steelers, talk about his future there. He wants one more year. He wants one more run. And they are skeptical. I'll just be kind and put it that way. He has even said that he will renegotiate his contract so that they don't have to take as big of a cap hit if they bring him back this year. He just simply wants one more run. Now, what is he, 38, 39, Rob G? But he's up there. And he's coming off a season in which he wasn't at his best, that's for sure. But Kevin Colbert, the GM, talked to the media today after their meeting with Big Ben, and here's what he had to say.
He reiterated that to us, that he wants to continue to play. And we told him, quite frankly, we have to look at this current situation. Hopefully there's a way that we can try to figure out and do what's best for the organization and do what's best for Ben. And hopefully he'll be able to see that and feel the same way we do. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
First of all, before you go, Rob, quickly, I think Kevin Colbert listened to Draymond Green's press conference. He's being upfront. No, nothing hidden. No secrets. Big Ben won't be blindsided if indeed they move on. He told it like it was. That's what players are saying they want, and that's what they got from Kevin Colbert, so shout out to him. But what are your thoughts on this whole thing with Big Ben?
I think they're doing the right thing. I think they should be non-committal to a 10-man, like 39-year-old quarterback who didn't look very good at the end.
Be 39 in 2 weeks, yep.
You know what I mean? And it's time to move on. The saying is you'd rather get rid of somebody a year early than a year too late. And that's the case here. Obviously, they have to find an option, Chris. They have to figure it all out. You just can't put them out without anybody to play quarterback. So I get that part. But I think the Steelers, you can't be in love with the past. That's where a lot of people make mistakes, is that they fall in love with the past. And it's been a while since the Steelers won a Super Bowl. And Big Ben's won a couple, and they gave him his parade and flowers, and they paid him handsomely for all that. But you got to look forward to the team and look where you're going. And again, I think that was very telling. To me, there's a 60-40 chance that Ben will not, N-O-T, be with the Steelers. That's what I got from it, that they're looking for other options and other things to do. But if they're forced to, yeah, they'll go back to him because they have no choice. But I believe if they really had a real viable option, Chris, they would look to make a change and move forward.
Well, I'm with you on that last sentence. If they had a viable option, I don't think there's any doubt they would move forward. And I also would up the chances of him staying from your 40% to probably certainly 50, maybe even 55%, because I don't know what the options are. Look, if you let him go, you're still taking about a $22 million dead cap hit, something like that. So it's going to cost you money either way. If I'm the Steelers, what I'm doing is I'm going out right now and seeing what other alternatives I have. I don't think this is any way possible, but I'm at least trying to get Deshaun Watson. I'm trying to make some moves where I can get my quarterback of the future, but I don't see any of that on the horizon. Therefore, it's either Big Ben, Dwayne Haskins, who's been benched a few times in Washington now. Now he's with the Steelers, of course, and then Mason Rudolph. And here's the thing. The Steelers, Rob, do you realize that Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season? And Bill Cowher had 3. The Steelers since 1980, we're talking about 41 years, have only had 7 losing seasons. And I look, they were 12-4 last year. You were right. I don't think many people thought they were a great 11-0 team as they started. But they still were a pretty good team. They did make the playoffs. I know they got beat, surprisingly.
But the wheels fell off
Cleveland.
at the end, though. Right.
Yeah, but Big Ben also, at 38 years old, threw the football more than any quarterback in the league. More than Pat Mahomes. Well, Mahomes, more than Mahomes, more than Tom Brady, more than Matt Ryan. They threw it more technically total because Ben missed the game. But per game, he led the league in pass attempts at 38. He had 33 touchdowns and only 10 picks. I'm not going to sit here and try to make the case that he was great last year. But what I'm saying is, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I would, and I don't have a viable alternative, which I don't think they do, then I'm bringing him back. I'm doing what I'm taking this suggestion. Look, we're going to put out some dummy years on your contract so that, the cap hit isn't that much this year. Maybe we can go out and keep a few players around you. But we're still looking to move on after next season. I bring it back for one more go. I think they can try to fight for the playoffs. I don't know if they can make it. And then once you get there, you take your chances if you indeed make it. But I can look at Dwayne Haskins for a year. What are the issues with him? Because it seems to be more than just football. Like, for the Washington football team to move on from him the way they did, I mean, it's got to be more than just football. See what's going on with him. See what his skills
maturity
are.
level. We know that the maturity thing with the COVID, where he's at a strip club, with no mask
That's one
on.
of them, for sure.
That's huge. And then, don't you remember when there was a game that they were winning, Chris, and he wasn't even available to kneel down, at the end,
Right.
because he was taking pictures with people in the stands. Like seriously, like what? The game ain't even over.
I don't want to hand my team over to him. We saw Mason Rudolph. All right. So I'm not, I'm ready to, Mason's not my guy going forward. So I bring in Haskins. Can we help him out maturity wise? We help him grow? Can he learn something from Big Ben? Maybe he's my guy a year from now. At least this gives me time to figure out if it's him or if it's somebody else. But I don't see the benefit of going to rock bottom for the Steelers, because it probably wouldn't be rock bottom. It probably would be 6 wins or something like that. They just don't, like I said, even with Rudolph a couple years ago, they won 8. And so I would keep Ben, I think, for one more year, assuming he's willing to play the game financially, which it seemed like he is, Rob.
Yeah, I'm done. I've seen enough. Thank you very much. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Who you starting next year?
Haskins. I mean, they picked him up. They must believe something. They picked him up. Let's see what the kid. He was a top pick in the first round. Nothing. He played at Ohio State. I'm just saying, like they picked him up. Let him work it out. Bring in another quarterback, Chris, so that he can have 3 guys can try out for it, and see what happens. And I get it about trying to be, not be
You're still good,
bottom out,
good, relevant, right?
I get that part, but it's time for a change and to start to build. What if Haskins grows up after what's happened to him? Like, he's from the D.C. area. This was like a dream to be able to play there and all this other stuff. And then it's all ripped from you, Chris. This guy, if he don't come back hungry, trying to get back to where he was and understand that he has to grow up, then he'll be a lost cause. But I think given this second opportunity, he'll be ready for it. I really do.
I'm glad you actually said that, because I don't doubt what you're saying. But I would make it clear in talking to Ben this year that I would be like, look, if you get beat out, you get beat out. And I doubt he'd get beat out in training camp. But if they struggle, say he just looks bad over the first 4 or 5 games, then we're going with Haskins, assuming he plays well in practice. So I'm with you there. I don't think this means you have to keep Ben for, the entire season as the starter if he looks bad. If the season's over in the first 7 or 8 games.
First 6 or 7 games, right. You probably going to pull the plug anyway.
But it's like I said, I get you can save $19 million, but it's also going to still be a big cap hit either way. So unless I've got a viable alternative, I just stick with him one more year, and then we move on from there. What do you think the Steelers should do with Big Ben Roethlisberger? Keep him one more year or move the heck on?
All right, let's kick it off with Dre in Michigan. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
Hey, what it do, peoples?
What's up,
How
man?
you?
Not much. Hey, Chris, man, I'm back. I'm glad you back, man. But when you gonna quit treating us and Rob like we side pieces, bro?
You already know. I know.
Monday
You know how-
was a holiday. Did you work Monday?
Yes, I did. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. You know how
I
dudes
did
treat their
too,
side pieces.
but I'm just saying,
On
like-
holidays, they spend time with their real family.
Right,
You know
with
what I'm
their
saying?
wives, right.
I keep trying to tell you, man, they don't love you over there. You about facts, stats, and objectivity. They need a hot take hero, man. You know, stay where they love you at. We love you over here, bro. For real. Hey, but no,
Thank you,
seriously
man.
though,
All
I
right,
think
go
it's time to let him go, man. I mean, you know, he's not gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he took the time to keep himself in shape throughout the years, maybe he could play till he's 39, 40, but he didn't. So there's no use of holding up the other 52 guys on the team just so he can have his pride padded. You know
What if
I'm
they
saying? No,
had
it's time to
more
move
of a
on.
running game and he didn't have to
You say
throw
what?
it as much? What if they had more of a running game and he didn't have to throw it as much?
But dude, you still limited yourself. You know what I'm saying? Go with y'all been
Who
doing
you
this all
going with?
this. Yeah,
Mason
it's good
Rudolph?
to have a.
That's not limiting myself.
Well, what
Dwayne
I'm saying
Haskins?
is he going to be able to make those throws when it's time?
What time? I mean, they were 12-4. I mean, everybody wants to poo-poo that because they ended badly. They
Chris,
were 12-4.
But Chris, here's the point to that. I know you're saying that, but if the 12-4 was real deal, then they wouldn't even be having a press conference talking about his future. He's under contract.
I'm not saying
they wouldn't
it
have
was
to say
real
that.
deal.
All right, I'm just
I'm not saying
but
it was that they were that
but you
good
can't
of a
use
team,
the
but
12
they were a
and 4.
playoff team. I
No,
mean,
but you
they
can't
had
use
a
the 12
good
and
year
4.
for what they were.
Well, but most people, if you're 12-4, you're not questioning bringing the quarterback back. That's
If
that's
he's
the
old,
point.
you might. If he's old, I mean, heck, New England did it with Tom Brady.
No, but I'm
Actually,
talking
we're
about
exactly 12-4.
At 12-4.
They were
but
12-4 when they moved on from Tom Brady.
But those two guys aren't the same people. One guy's in shape, one guy's not.
I'm just saying it doesn't
Not the
jive
same.
with your statement because you said if you're 12-4 and you're good, you're not moving on. They were 12-4 and they moved on.
No, but that was a situation. Brady's much older than Ben, and Brady's contract was up.
And much
it's just a
better,
little
too,
different.
but-
It's a little different. Colton in New Mexico, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
How you gentlemen doing this evening?
Doing
Good,
great.
man. How are you?
I could complain. No one cares.
No, you're right about that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I appreciate
care,
you
man,
asking.
but you know.
Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me. Well, hey, so I had to agree that it's time for him to walk away. Not even for himself, not even for their injuries. Yeah, he's hands down the better quarterback that came out of that 04 class. He's going to make it to the Hall of Fame no matter what. He needs to do it for Mike Tomlin. And Mike Tomlin has been a great coach. He's been hands down the most underrated coach over the last 7-8 years at least. And he needs to let him go get a young guy, whether it's Haskins, whether it's whoever, and just show off what he can actually do with the younger, more mobile, more athletic quarterback.
Really?
Absolutely.
No, I'm with you.
I don't know how much it's going to help Tomlin to go 5-11. Maybe
Maybe he catches lightning in a bottle. Maybe something else happens. I'm just saying, I get it, Chris. You know, but you shouldn't be coaching for that. Oh my God, my record might go down. Let's just keep Big Ben, even though
I get that.
I mean, it can't be about that.
I think he's coaching. You coaching so every single year we're the best team we can be.
Let me ask you
and
this,
I think
Chris.
they're going to be better with Ben. Don't get me. You know, I'm not saying they're going to be a Super Bowl contender, but I think they'll be better with Ben than with one of those other young guys they have. And if they're not, then bench Ben.
But let me ask you this: just say he takes Haskins and this guy turns into a decent quarterback. They win 9 or 10 games or whatever. People will look at him and go, you know what? Wow. Look at what he was able to do. This guy washed out in Washington. They released him. He went to Pittsburgh under their organization. They worked with him. They worked him out. You know what I mean? Like, you can get credit. That's like something that where you would go, well, look, under him, he was able to flourish, and they were able to dig deep and get this guy righted. So that's all I'm saying, that there is an upside if you're able to turn him around. Let's get a couple more calls in here real quick. Let's go to Justin in Alabama. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Justin?
Hey, guys. How are y'all doing?
Doing
Great,
good.
Man. How are you?
Good. So, I have a side that I don't know that y'all have spoken about yet, and that is the Steelers have a lot more issues than just Ben this offseason. They've got Juju, who they got to deal with his contract. James Conner.
What would you do real quick? What would you do with Juju? Would you re-sign him or not?
I think that depends on what he wants, and you've got to figure out what you're doing with Ben first. But you've got those two. You've got Bud Dupree, who got another injury this year but was playing well, his Watt's counterpart. Then you have Pouncey, who retired. And then the right tackle all year was a revolving door of guys, and none of them were particularly good. So my thing is with Ben is the offensive line was not what it used to be, and you lost your best one arguably in Pouncey, right? So do you keep Ben if he's willing to come back a little cheaper and let him take those shots and not kill a Haskins' confidence? I get what you're saying, Rob, but my thing is if you do believe in a young guy, but you know we can't run the ball, and our offensive line is weak, and the Steelers don't have a low draft pick because y'all keep talking about that 12-4 season, I mean, how much better are you going to make that offense? And are there other defenders that I don't know their whole cap situation off the top of my head that they can't afford to re-sign if they have that $41 million cap hit? But if Ben negotiates it down, maybe you do it that way. That's just something I think.
That's a good call.
No,
That's a good call. Yeah,
there's some good information in there
because they are really cap strung. There's no doubt about it. And remember, the cap's going down this year.
All right, yep. Let's go one more. Marty, the big-time Steeler fan. Marty in Kentucky, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Marty?
How's it going, fellas? I just want to say thanks to our holiday heroes, Rob Parker and Alex, DJ, and Steve.
Alex needed to be in. He was off the whole week. My goodness.
Wow.
Fellas, the last caller hit a lot of my points. They've got a lot of free agents, and there's certain guys they really have to get. And with the minimum cap hit that they're going to get from Roethlisberger regardless, they don't have a lot of options at quarterback. It's going to be hard to get somebody that's going to perform better than him next year. And if he agrees that next year's his last year, then they can move on. I can see going forward with him, but they have to sign Bud Dupree. They were 11-0 with Bud Dupree. They were 1-5 without Bud Dupree. Two edge rushers can carry you a long way. We seen Denver with Peyton Manning when he didn't have an arm anymore.
He was terrible. He was the Tin Man, right? Yep.
Yeah. He got carried to the Super Bowl with two great edge rushers, and Steelers fell apart. There's three players on the defense they can't afford to lose: Bud Dupree, Watt, and Fitzpatrick. Those guys are key, and if they're gone, they show deficiencies in other places. Now, Juju, I don't know if they can afford to sign him unless.
Do you want him back, Marty? Forget about if they can afford. Do you want him back? That's what.
Roethlisberger?
No, Juju.
Oh, I want him back, and he wants to be at Pittsburgh, so maybe he'll take less. But if he moves on to take the most he can make, I don't blame him at all.
Well, I don't blame him. Right.
All right, Marty. Good call. Definitely good call. All right.